Hey everybody, welcome back to Workers and Resources. I hope you're having a great day today. We're going to spend some time out by the industrial city today as it's building. It's coming along. There's still quite a lot to do, so I don't think this video will see people living here yet, but they've gotten most of the infrastructure that's needed underground, and most of the infrastructure that's in place that doesn't require ongoing maintenance is done. We still need to hook up this train stop to logistics. We still need to hook it up to the distribution offices for trains and everything. And if I head all the way over here on the north side of Zernowski, we should also probably get... Oh, hang on. Hi, track builder. Goodbye. Get out of the way. Yep, let that one come. We should also get this hooked up as well. All right, so we have some additional spaces that we need to hook up for train distribution. And that's something that I want to look at today. As of speaking right now, I don't actually know exactly what I'm going to do regarding the distribution office thing yet. I haven't had the time to look at it yet, but I am pretty confident we're going to want to do that. One of the things we could do, and this thing here is just on its way back, and I really don't know how this happens. It's bizarre how this can happen here. All of the traffic, like all of my signaling, maybe if you got a clue on how this could work, let me know, or why this is happening, let me know. All of the train signals that I have put in place here would not allow this to occur. So this train just ignored my signal, basically. There's no reason for it to be here because it should have stopped here, but instead it moved this way. This is a chain signal. It should have looked at this and it should have found that this train was in its way. And that's just the weird thing. Like it decided to go anyway instead of stopping here. So very strange, but whatever. Maybe my signals are bad. This guy should go left. I mean, that's the way it's designed. There you go. Yep. Go left. And then of course he's going to be waiting a little bit here too. So we definitely have some trains that are going to be waiting. I don't know whether or not that's going to affect anything big time though, but I do want to probably look at how passenger trains are routed and see about routing them a little differently. Perhaps getting them in an actual loop instead of coming this way, hitting a station, and then immediately turning around and going back the same direction they came from. If I can get them going in a loop, I think that would be better. There's also something I forgot over here, and I'm gonna have to put up a temporary fix for it, but I forgot about heat over here, and obviously that's a pretty important thing. I'm hoping that this stuff is constructed by June-ish, and then I can start getting people in here. If I can get the bus stop done, which is currently a high priority, if I can get the bus stop done, then I'll at least feel good about getting people moved into these two houses, and I think I can do that on time to where I can start moving buses this direction. I need buses moving constantly over here so that we can have more people working in the industrial in the yard. The steel mill, I need more people working there. I need more people processing iron ore. I need more people getting iron ore. There's all sorts of things. I need all sorts of new... I need more people everywhere, basically. So that's the reason why this city needs to exist. I've also redone the roads. The last time we checked in on this place, I just had the roads being deconstructed so that they were all dirt. And I said I would put a roundabout here. And that's what we've got going on right here. I did get this one way done, that one lane road done. So I'm going to just connect that right there. There we go. And just make sure that this has got the correct signals for it. No big deal. It also looks like I missed a spot right here to make, yeah, did I miss that? Yeah, this is dirt. Yeah. Okay. So let's get that to be as well asphalt. So they're going to continue making these roads, but we end up having 3 roundabouts right here, and I guess there's 4. Yeah, there's 4 roundabouts right down here. But the long-term plan for heating this area is the same. Like basically, I want a heater that heats this area, and this area, and that heater is supposed to be over here. And the reason, for that is also like this heater will also tend to the industrial stuff we're doing over here, as well as potentially heating nuclear. Although I think this was going to take care of that. But the thing is, like, this heater was supposed to heat the majority of Charlevoix North, and then this one here would help out on this side. But I really need this town done before we get started on building this. I need to have more steel. We are going to be using so much steel to build that. And like, yeah, I've got 200 million, but anyone who's played this game before and gotten to this point where you're about ready to start making your own vehicles, you guys know, especially with vehicles and also ships, right? You guys know that 200 million is not a lot of money. It looks like a lot of money, but it's not, because when we start making our own stuff, buying the licenses to produce the vehicles costs millions of dollars, and in some cases hundreds of millions when you're talking about ships. So if I want to produce them myself, and I do, then I'm going to have to buy those things. This is going to be a construction office that has buses for workers. I'm going to go and just put by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 worker buses for now. And it's located really close to the bus stop, so it can just kind of come in here, do its thing, and leave. I think that's going to work out pretty well. Not sure what this guy's doing. Man, you're just hovering there. What do you want about right here? I think you're delivering, resources here. I do need to take care of trash. Garbage is a thing. So I've got the football playground here between 2 kindergartens. There's no basic school here yet. And that's right here. So that needs to be that needs to be constructed as well. We've got the fire department next to a helipad. And then we've got the hospital, which also has a heliport. And then the police department is going to be there. But we still need garbage. So I'm going to go in and say this one is going to go right by this building about here. We're going to put another one. I think probably it'll fit. Will you fit right here? Should, right? I think. Yeah, right there. And let's pop that right like that. Will you fit on the other side too? That'd be a nice spot for it. And I'm guessing no. Just a bit. Yeah. Just not enough room, I guess. And then we've got a statue that's going on right here. And then this road, I've also added slip lanes. And those are done. So you see the cars using them already to get around and go places. There's a slip lane here. Right turn lane here, right turn lane here. And there's another one on this side. There is no right turn lane from here to here. I don't exactly know how busy this road will be. It's possible that it gets busy, but I doubt it. And if it does, well, I don't think it'll be very critical, because if they're trying to go into this side, then they can just go that way anyway. And there's no crossing here, so if I have to, I guess I can make a crossing here. But this is a really big source of income for us. The steel and electrical components and electronics, these are big expenditures for us right now. So we have to get a grip on that. And as you can see, we're not really making a ton of steel, right? The helicopters are soaking it up faster than we can make it. Like, it's just, I guess it's as fast, right? They can't actually take it faster than we're making it. So they're taking it as fast as we're making it, and that's no good. And then obviously our mechanical components and stuff are still doing really well too. I would like to get a steady workforce over here so that I can get people, all the vehicles, all the forklifts, all the stuff that I've been replacing and buying and sending it all the way to the scrapyard. I would really like to get a grip on that as well, and I think I am here. We just don't have any aluminum on this office, which is a problem because you can't repair the helicopters without aluminum. So I got to work on that too, or aluminium, however you want to say it. Either way, the message is conveyed. Anyway, as far as power goes to this area, we're currently taking power from over here. There was one port left to connect to, so I took a 235 all the way through to this here. And this is already going to be maxed out. It needs 242. So we're going to need additional, once this thing gets up and running and everything's working, we're going to need an additional substation through here, which is why I've got many different substations. But this math is calculated based on how many substations are already placed, right? So it's still going to need more. So I'm thinking we're going to add one more substation. I think probably just right next to this is fine with me. But I can place it kind of on the same road. So I'm thinking like placing it right about here. So they're both on the same road. And if I do that, then the stress comes down on this one, which is nice. But in order to get the power here, we need to come from another source. There's no additional ways to send power this way in this setup. This setup is complete. I have no ports. So what I've done is I'm coming underground from over here. And this is, again, like these long-term ideas of the fact that power will eventually be coming from this direction. And so we have all this really high voltage infrastructure with many different connections set up. So the high voltage switch here, we're going to take a 12, I believe it says a 12 kilowatt or 12 megawatt or whatever, a line. It's definitely megawatt. We're taking it this way, and it's going to hook up to this high voltage switch here. And then from there, we then send the low voltage to here, and then this is what we're going to connect all this stuff up to. So I can now take and hook up from here, just cross in front of the police station, I guess. Maybe we try to... Not really saving a whole lot of distance doing it this way, am I? Not really. I might want a right turn lane here. I don't know it, right? Like it's not really needed, but I might want it. And in the event that I do, I'm definitely going to want to... Oh, you're not going to let me... Oh, man, you should have let me put that in there. All right, let's try this then. Really? You'll let me go all the way this far? That's kind of cool. All right, that's not going to be in the way. And then from there to there. Yeah. All right, perfect. So we're going to get that in place. And then this thing will get built. And then if I want that right turn lane, I'm not sure I do. But in the event that I do, then it can come off from right here. And it just whips around. Yeah, like that. And it just bypasses all that. And then we could do the same thing on this side, but we're currently paving this side. This was dirt. I had forgotten to do it, so. All right, cool. Everything's happening over there. Let's take a look really quick in the major city. Now that we have nighttime, I can see how traffic is forming. I want to take a look at the buses, at the area with the buses, I should say. So that's over here. You can see it's pretty busy here. There's an awful lot of buses, and these guys are waiting. So one thing we can do is we can start using this one more. Now, I have some of these buses, the ones that are going to one of the stops. There's a lot of buses here, 9 of them. And they've been told to amend their route for this green area here. So they're the ones that are going over here to drop people off by clothing. And then they're going to head this direction and stop by this one before heading out. And I would like to get the buses that are stopping here to also do that. And actually, I think it would be better if I got the manufacturing, the clothing buses to stop at this one, because it's more intuitive. They don't have to cross the road here and then go like this and then come back around. They could just do this and then they're ready to go again. So I kind of want to flip that. I'd love it if all of them would use these bigger, this end station, but I need to have the tunnel done first. So the tunnel's having good progress done on it, and it's nearly completed, I guess. There's just mostly just labor left. So there's a lot of people on site, 100 people working on that right now to get that done. And that's great. Let's take a look really quick over at Zernovsky. We have the fire station over here is done now. It just needs hooked up to a source for fuel, and that means there's a fuel rat around here somewhere. Where's my fuel rats? One of you have to have a connection available. Come on. Really? I need another one? You kidding me? Gross. I don't want another one. You have 20 connections? So do you? Oh my god. I wish you could do more connections with these things. I have 60 different connections. Surely I'm overlapping somewhere, right? I have to be overlapping somewhere. But I don't see that. Huh. Hold on. So these buildings here are green. Okay, I think this building here might be getting overlapped. Yeah. Okay, so whatever this building is here, This is Cernakova Farms Technical Office. I can take Cernakova Farms Technical Office away from this. Technical Services. Yeah, you. Yeah, I can take you off of this. And that way I can get the fire department added. That's the fire department to keep that fueled up and ready to go. With that done, we can then go ahead and destroy this one. And then we'll go ahead and look at putting in a clothing store and the food and all that stuff, grocery store and everything. Putting that in this area. Looks like you guys are probably going to need garbage too, aren't you? Let's put in the garbage right here. How about right here? And then we can take this dirt path and just go like this for now. And let's get that to be a high priority with Zernovsky. Okay, excellent. Real quick, let me take a look and see whether or not your asphalt stuff is good. Cernakova Farms asphalt. As long as you don't have your asphalt coming from the border anymore, we're good. Because everybody should be getting their asphalt from the local asphalt plant now. Indeed, which is right over here anyway. So you're getting your asphalt from over here. Now this one is just another one, right? It's just this extra asphalt because we're going to be making a lot of roads. And so we're going to want to also get additional construction offices. I think I'm going to build them probably right here that are going to be essentially just road builders who are responsible for building roads, of course. And they're going to get their gravel directly from this source. They can park right in here and get it. Then they can get their asphalt from here and their concrete from over here. And basically the concrete office can just do that. But this setup is done. We have everything filled over here. So I can bring the workers in this building down to about 10. And this is completely full. And with that being completely full, let's head over here and see what we got going on here. So this isn't completely deconstructed yet, but it's damn close. That looks pretty good. Man, it's almost completely cleared out of here. And then what we're going to want to do is get trains to be moving through here so that we can get the asphalt delivered. Speaking of trains, we need another train distribution office. I mean, it's unavoidable. We've got to have something for trains. And I'm kind of trying to figure out where I want that to originate from, because we can't do it in the middle here. It's already too crowded as is. We kind of want these trains to come in from a different side and to, you know, be managing different sources, maybe even different materials. I can shuffle the sources around. So like, for example, maybe I don't need to have gravel in this one at all. I can take the cars out of this one and anything that's aggregate out of this one and have you solely service food, meat, you know, clothing, whatever, and then move to have another office on this side that will handle all the aggregate because it's right here. Gravel, coal, etc. Cement, right? We can have that handled by another office over here is what I was thinking. And so we would want that to be in a convenient place for approaching it, maybe this side. So I would put that office maybe here or over here, or potentially, depending on how we do this, I would need to get this curving this direction, but I could put it over here too, I think. And then we're going to get started also pretty quickly here in farming this area too. So I haven't started farming out here, but we're going to get going on that pretty soon. There is a source of coal out here, and I thought I placed the building down in the most opportune spot already, but I can't see the outline. So I may not have done that in this save. So let me real quick take a look at that. So the coal is located here. It's right there. All right. So we have this. Let's get rid of this. We have coal located here. It's 53%, if I remember right. And this is the best place for it. But everything else aside from this is all farmland, right? More crops being dumped into here. More crops being fueled into here so that we can make more food. We need to keep up on food, right? Super important. And we're not exporting food anymore because these two guys running at their maximum can handle a little over 40,000 people, and we're at 40,000 people, and I'm keeping it at 40,000 people because of that. We have 68% happiness. I got to figure out why. Looks like 9,000 people are affected by crime. Not again. Not again. Let me see. Okay. Orphanages seem stable. They seem okay at first glance while I'm paused anyway. I don't see any criminality. Let's just take a skim through here. It's 0% across the board on all these kids. Yep. So it's not a crime wave like before. At least not there. Maybe there's a crime. Well, I really just take a look at the prisons too, but yeah, prisons are fine. We're getting loyalty. We're getting criminality down. So all the prisons are good. Yep. And the police departments, you're not overloaded or anything. You don't have any cases. No, you're not overloaded. And courthouses are not overloaded. So, I mean, if you're affected by crime, it's got to be like unpatrolled crimes. Are we not patrolling it? Let's take a look. We want overlays. We want citizen living preferences. Not patrolled crimes. So if there's any numbers out, this would be a crime that's not patrolled. If I had to guess, I'd say it's coming from Zernowski because that's the most likely culprit. Just with the traffic issues and stuff being there, which I've had quite a few comments telling me I'm spending too much time on that and it's not very interesting anymore. And I hear you. So we're not going to focus on this anymore, right? I'll check in on it and look at it and be like, yep, roads seem fine so far, right? Okay, well, this one doesn't. See, it's all the way back here, right? But instead of stopping right now and like addressing this and like, you know, trying to fix it, I'm just going to leave it and I'll try to fix it and then I'll bring you guys back in. So we're not going to spend a ton of time on videos for this stuff anymore. However, I will update you and say that the bridge is done. And I do see vehicles using it. It's not a lot, right? But I mean, every once in a while, you'll get vehicles using it. Apparently just snow plows right now, but yeah, you'll get vehicles using it. So every vehicle that takes this bridge is a vehicle that's not going this way, right? That's a pretty big deal. I really should address this. All right, so I'm moving this road back a little bit here. Actually, I have to move it out in order to move it back. Seems weird, but that's the way this game wants it to be with the roads being near the rail. So I'm going to move this back here like this and then get rid of these. And that is going to help me in getting my rail distribution office, my new one, is going to be located here. And I think I'm going to get the helicopters on that right away. I probably should get other construction offices and stuff on it, but it is... they're busy. Let's put it that way. They're busy. So we're going to put this road around the side here like this. And just connect you here. And I guess I'll just assign it. It's fine. Whatever. I need to get it soon anyway. So this office is not very close to everything, but what it does is it's close enough to aggregate to where I can maybe have this office do all of the aggregate stuff. So that means hauling coal where it needs to go. That means hauling gravel where it needs to go. And we could even add some cement cars and have it haul cement where it needs to go as well. And that way I don't need a dedicated cement train. Not to say that a dedicated cement train isn't great, but it's kind of unnecessary. So I'd rather it only be kind of used where it's needed. Speaking of which, this is done now too, so we can go ahead and look at that for cement distribution as well. But what we're going to get over here is eventually we're going to be using this area for farming and all that stuff. And so I can get this train, since we don't really have a dedicated crop train on this side, I can get, and I'll probably will get a dedicated rail for it, but I can get this office to also handle crops and stuff too. So what I'm thinking of doing is, now that I've moved this road a little closer to the rail, now I can go in, I think, and we're going to want to connect, I think, let's just get rid of these two markers. Going about like this, I think. And it seems pretty sharp, but if it works, it works. Like if the game lets me do it, then it's fine, right? And then from here, we'll go out that way and that way. And of course, all of this counts as a single intersection. And that'll get this hooked up to the rail network. Then if we want this to also help servicing on this side over here, it's possible to do too. We would just get a tunnel that goes under the water, comes back up on this side and connects to this rail. And off it goes. So it's got, there's some strategy to the positioning, but overall though, like look at all these cars coming in here, man. All right, so while they're building this, they're getting pretty close to that actually. I want to talk about the cement and stuff. So I've cleared out all the dirt roads and the dirt paths and stuff that were here. And I've placed this. They've already built this. Wow. I placed this dry bulk conveyor right here. It's about the only place that I can fit it to where it will go underneath this. There's no flexibility with these things. They're only one size. So this is where I got to be. So I want to take the dirt roads and we're just going to connect these up. And then I also need to connect that up again. And then now what I need to do is figure out how I'm going to get a train to deliver cement to this location. Okay. And there's a couple of different options, varying in expense and cleanliness here. I could just take this railway dry bulk loading and unloading, and I need to place it in such a way to where that lines up and meets up with that conveyor. So it could be here, like something like this, right? And that is one option. It doesn't look the cleanest necessarily, and I also have this road to figure out on the other side, but might be able to pull that off. So if I was to do this, for example, the road could then have to come this way, and it would theoretically work, right? And then this rail would come around, and I might even make an adjustment here on the rail. The cement is not something that happens in high quantities, right? So it's not that big of a deal, but I was thinking, like, if we were to go, you know, from here and then just have this rail meet up with this one like that. Right, and then again, we take the whole thing, we treat the whole thing as an intersection, but I think we're already kind of close to our 150 limit on this side. And so the other thing I was thinking of is just make sure this intersection is here. And then it can come over like that. Okay. And then I move to have the mixed signal put back right here instead. Right. So we could do something like that, and it connects right here, and then the train pulls in and it drops it off. Simple enough. We don't do the gravel here. We got it, right? We take care of it. We get rid of it, whatever you want to call it. From this, we still need this because prefab panels requires gravel, so this is not wasted. But I feel like we should just take this down, and we just don't need it anymore, right? So I wasn't sure if we would use it, but I think I'm making the decision and pulling the trigger on that. Get rid of it. So this is going to be where we load and unload, or mostly just unload, right? This is going to be where we unload cement. Hey, track builder, tunnel boring machine going back home. There you go. And are you done with this tunnel? Gosh, this is very close. We almost have ourselves a loop here. Still got to get this side done. And this side isn't complete yet because they're starting to work on that stuff over there. Okay, before it gets too dark, I'm going to pause it really quick. Just double check this. How do we do? How did I do? This is cleared. I added a couple of things. Just real quick, touching base, right? I've noticed that the number one slowdown for every single vehicle, and this is probably universal throughout every road, is left turns. Left turns is the bane of my existence right now. On all of the instances where we are actually stopped, it's not so much about the lights as much as it is that they're stopping and not going on their green light because they can't turn left yet. The opposing lane is going, right? I actually have these on yields now. They're not even lights anymore. And it's working okay, provided I give them a left turn lane. So I have this. This allows them to turn left into this one-way road right before we get to that one. And then I'm doing the same thing over here. Looks a little weird, but it's working out wonderfully there. And I probably need to do the same thing over here because, again, left turns, it's all about the left turns. So I'll look at that later. Okay, so over here, fire trucks, ready to rock and roll. We got fuel there. We got the waste is put in there. Perfect. Okay, so the next thing then is grocery store, right? And see if I can use this road. I don't even need it, but we'll see if I can use it. So I think the first thing we should do is let's get... Honestly, we might get away with a small shopping center here. Then we just have everything in one location. Is that better? 105 customers for that. And 105 customers for that with 30 workers, and this was 25. So I mean, it's technically, I think it's easier on logistics, you know, if I just have one store. But the dedicated grocery store, I guess it doesn't hold as much food, does it? Yeah, the little shopping center actually has a good amount of clothing and stuff that it can hold. Okay. We'll do it like that then. So I need to cancel that road after all. And then once this road is gone, I'll put the small shopping center here instead, and then the warehouse will go behind it. So let's say we would put in a warehouse behind you. Just a small one is fine. And let's say we flip it over and we go about like here with it. Okay, let's say hypothetically we get a warehouse that goes right here. And then we would have the small shopping center, and we would just want to flip this over and see if that matches up. And it looks like it will. And if I get that road out of the way, yeah, that will absolutely hit. So that's going to allow us to build as long as that road's out of the way. And then all we need to do then manually is to provide meat, which wouldn't be a problem for this distribution center to just say, hey, pick up meat and bring it to that store. So I think that's going to work out just fine. We're going to need a couple of trucks here for this. We are going to want, let's go with covered hull, capacity, and I think maybe we can get away with these green trucks here. That's fine. 62 kilometers an hour, though. I mean, look, it's the year 2006. I think we can move past these really slow vehicles, though. 92 is better. I mean, it's only a little bit more money, but 92 is going to be better. And it's more cargo space, too, yeah? Yeah, just a little bit. All right. We'll go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go 5 covered for now, and then I want eventually 2 refrigeration trucks, but I think for now we can handle just the 1. And 7.5 is really not that much different than 8, but 8 is the cheaper truck. Weird. Okay. Well, and they go the same speed? Yeah. Okay, cool. This one's just lighter. So we'll get 1 refrigeration truck right now as well. I need a place to put my spare vehicles. I guess I could put it right here. There's a distribution office going here. I could put a spare road depot. Wait, can we just have like a free one right here? Yeah. Free one's fine. I just want to be able to buy buses. So I'm looking for high amounts of people per bus. Oh, which is this one, I guess. And a lot of those are gravel roads anyway, so I think the 70-kilometer buses is fine. So let's try total capacity real quick, see if there's anything better. Yeah, 128 here I think is where I'm going to be with this. So we're going to go with 1, 2, let's go 3, 4. So those buses will make their way over here, and then they'll probably refuel themselves. Speaking of which, gas stations. I've built one here, but there's no power supply to it yet. Really? Uh-oh. Oh, this didn't get built. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get people on that. Yeah, you guys need to be on that. Mount Char. I think we can probably just go ahead and have everything built at this point. I don't need to have anything reserved. I think we're ready to rock and roll here. So just get everything built, with you being a low priority for now. But we need that. We definitely need this university to have this building operating effectively. But I really want to care about survival first, right? All right, I'm going to let this run until this distribution office is done and ready to go. And why are you confused? Why are you confused? Go home. I don't know why you're confused. Get out of here. If you can make it there, then you can make it home. Right? I would think so. Did the other one just disappear? They're just disappearing. What's the deal with that? Hold on. So you're filling this up with fuel. You can get in from here. Oh, I think I understand. You're not willing to go through the gas station. You're not willing to go through that structure. I think that's what that is. Let me go like this to see if that fixes that problem. Now you'll probably want to get on the road and go back this way. Alternatively, I could just get this dirt road to come across here, but it's a little tight, so I'm going to hold off on that for now. And then how's this road doing? We fixed this last video, right? It's a little hard to tell because it ain't that busy. How about over here? This is always busy, right? The end station is still busy. What about this car here, or these buses? How many of you are using this? Okay. How about I have you guys swap to using this one instead? So now you'll use this one instead. You're going to the refinery. And then is the tunnel done? Come on, guys. Get my tunnel done. I want to see if it works. Man, this is going to be built really quickly. Anything I build in this area is very fast to build. Just because like all the construction crews are there. There we go. This distribution, you can speak. This distribution center is done. I need fuel here. So fuel rats way over here. Which one of you has a spot available to join? Right there. There we go. All right. Now I'll have that provided with fuel. So then I'm going to have the other cars loaded up on this one when they come back in. And then I need to start getting this office connected to the sources. So the sources are the coal, which it says you don't have a path. Well, it's because the rail isn't built yet. Or not completed yet. The rails need to be done, of course. So you still need this completed. And it should be this train that's going to go and do it. Not that it's going to do electric. We'll still need that to happen, but it'll at least get the steel on the ground. And then we'll go in once it's got this done. These guys can make it here because this one's done. Yeah, that's how that's working. I'm going to have you ignore the light and just get in your office. But it can't get any closer. What are you doing? Go ahead. You don't have an engaged track. You're fine. Yep, you can go right beside it. Piece of cake. All right, so that stuff will be deposited into that office. And then you can go into this office here, and then I just need this done. So I'll bring you guys back when this whole thing is set up, and then we can start looking at how this is going to logistically work and how I'm going to redistribute some of the sources that this has and some of the jobs that this has. We'll offload them to this office so that this office can then handle more foodstuffs, specifically bringing the resources required over to this station and also the resources required over to this station here. Yeah. All right. I'll see you guys in a second. This is done, by the way. So I guess while we're also cutting here, I'll go in and we'll have the small shopping center. Go ahead and build that over here as well. All right, the train's brought me a whole bunch of hardware here, so let me just go ahead and connect it. I got the hopper cars right here, and then I've got all of these for gravel and things. It doesn't really matter what order I put them on here. We're going to have you go ahead and head all the way over to distribution office. Okay, that's going to drop off the trains and all the equipment. We now have enough stuff in here, I think, to really start working with this. So what we want to do is we're going to have this source as a pickup point for gravel. We're going to say we load gravel from here, and we load coal from here. All right, good. Now that takes care of a lot of the aggregate stuff that this one's going to do. We could also say that we pick up prefab panels. That would free up a source as well. So we need prefab panels. This one can do it. We do have some open haul trailers on this, right? So it can do it. So we can go ahead and add that as well as a source for prefabs. Excuse me? Okay. I think maybe we should probably upgrade this just a little bit. This is that's a big waste of fuel right there. How do we have enough space for this? Can I do? I don't think so. I would need this one. I mean, we had it. If I didn't build this, then we would have had it. There might be an angle here, like right here. That could work. Yep, it totally could, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I realize there's not enough fuel for refueling. Makes total sense considering these guys have been chugging it down. I think as soon as this helicopter's done, I'm gonna demolish this. And we're gonna make 3 landing pads on this because clearly this is not enough. There's too many prefab panels. And demolish. Good. All right. So obviously all these guys will just go away. They'll be like, oh man, we can't have prefabs. Yeah, we'll go do something else. We'll go ahead and cancel this row. I can't do that yet. I have to wait for them to demolish that first. We can go ahead and get rid of that. And once they demolish both of these things, I can then pull the road back. Actually, it'll be a dirt road anyway, right? But they won't be able to access it now. And I need to access it now. Yeah. All right. We'll have to wait for that. The last thing for this office then, right, is this one here. Now, this is a drop-off point. I like to do the loading points first in the order, and then the drop-off points after that in the order. So is there anything else I want to load with this? We could possibly do brick. The main issue with that at the moment is there's no way to get over here quickly, but with the tunnel, like I said before, we can connect it to this side, and then getting brick is a very easy thing from there. So we could load that in as a source. And going on that note, we probably could also make this 3 heliports as well. So we'll look at that too. Is there anything else I want to pick up? I mean, is it worth having this main office here into this? Is where we get, you know, boards. No, I don't know. I don't really want it stopping here. There's enough trains going through here already, so I think maybe we'll pass on having this office go through here. This office can do the other things, right? So we'll have this office do other things. So there's our loading points. For the drop-off points, coal is definitely going here. So we need coal there. Let's go ahead and have an unload coal. And then we can come over and have coal unloaded here. Indeed. And then also have coal unloaded over here. So it'd be this one. All right, unload coal. There we go. So lots of coal for this office here. We also want you to be dropping off gravel. So this one here is definitely a stop for you. Gravel is what you do there. And then is there anything else for aggregate that I want you to do? Well, I mean, we could get you to do this part over here, I suppose. And then for this one, we have you unload gravel and coal, and we just keep both at like 50% or something. And I kind of think that's it. I don't think there's anything else for this office to do right now. But that takes care of all of my aggregate stuff. And so this train pulling in right now, there it is. Look at all those. That's a lot. I like that. It looks really nice. All right, cool. So now it's obviously without power supply too. I need that. Man, really? You're right next to the power plants. That's unfortunate. All right, well, I mean, we can rebuild it. We have the technology. How about we put you here? I'm just worried about like where this is. Like, I guess I can come off of this. Probably a good idea. Let's go with a high voltage switch. And we'll put the high voltage switch maybe on this side over here. I'm thinking about the future now. So we'll put it like maybe right here. And this can just be a dirt road for now. That connects to any other dirt road. It's kind of whatever. It's a whatever dirt road. Yeah, this is fine. It does that. From there, we take, let's say, 12. We can just do the full 12 from this and bring it this way and hook it up there. I would go above ground, but we have the cable cars coming through here, so below ground it is. And then from there, we can put in a power transformer. There's going to be one over here, but I'm thinking about farms and stuff as well. So maybe we'll put the power transformer maybe like over here. Okay, and then this road can go over and connect to that one. And then you can go, let's say 6 megawatts for now. I'm bringing 12 into here, aren't I? Yeah, but I'm going to also come off this side. Yeah, we'll bring 6 is fine. We'll bring 6 here. And then from this point, we want, let's say a 235 is fine because we'll maybe add onto this area at some point, and then that can power whatever we add from there. So we go this direction with it, and then we come over. Oh, did I not? I didn't put it down yet, did I? No, I was thinking about putting it down, and then I didn't put it down. So electric substation. And well, again, we might add on to stuff over here potentially. So let's maybe put it right here. Seems good. This road can come up and connect to that one. There we go. And then we'll go ahead, pull this back about like that, and then straight up to there. Seems good. Okay. Oh, wait. I just uncovered something, right? Yeah, you won't unload into one of these. That was a thing. We talked about that. You're not going to unload into one of those. So I would need another storage. I would. Where would I even put that? I guess if I did it, it would be... Crap, all this has to be torn out then. I need to do this a different way. Because it won't unload right into a hopper. Let's double check this. Because the thing will warn you. We looked at this before. It'll give a little warning. Which hasn't done that yet. But I feel like once this builds... It will. It already has all the steel delivered too. I mean, that was the problem over here, wasn't it? We had to go directly into a storage bin. And then over here, it won't do it. Yeah. Okay. Well, so much for that plan. We got to tear it down. It's not going to work. I mean, I have to make sure it works. So I keep forgetting that. I go through like several days of, recording Kerbal or whatever, and I play with my kids, and I just forget these little details sometimes. Actually, you know what? We don't even need to have this either. This was there is a big thing. It was there for, the cement factory and everything because it generates a lot of waste, but we really don't need it. Like we have this, and I think this is no longer in range of any garbage containers because of that, because I've removed the road, right? So like this one was garbage for this. But we can move that now. We don't need it to be here anymore, right? And same thing with you. You have another garbage container over there, so I actually can get rid of this too. Yeah, there'll be a little bit of waste, but like it's a waste container anyway. Like there's 5 tons of mixed waste anyway, so I think we can demolish this as well. And it might let us get a little bit closer with the train station. I am looking at the water substation though and thinking that I might need to move that too. But if I can get close enough with this train station to like pull right in here, it's possible that the train station can directly connect to this, and that would be even better. But this thing is gone now, and I got rid of the rail, at least at this point. I might remove this too, but we'll see. But yeah, what I want to see is whether or not we can take this dry bulk loading and unloading, and assuming I can load, but assuming I can get, in here close enough, probably not. Yeah, that's a really difficult thing to hit. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get in there. Well, If I cancel the demolition, does it just go back to being useful now? Oh. Oh, it's considered hazardous waste now. That's interesting. That is interesting. It's considered hazardous waste now. Well, I mean, they'll pick it up. It's fine. I think maybe we'll leave it because of that, and we'll just need to do a different way of doing this. So we're going to need to flip this over so the road is on that side. Put this in here again. I know I just got rid of it, but it needs to happen again. I need to get rid of this road. And yeah, it's kind of a waste to tear it down, but it wasn't fully built anyway. And the hope is I can put this in a location. It's so touchy and where it wants to be, like right here. Hope I can put this in a location that allows me to connect to it with another storage, I guess. So we're going to need something like this, maybe sitting over here. And then we can have the train station connect to the storage. And then we just tell it to keep the storage half full here. And whenever this gets a little bit low, or we'll tell it to keep it 10% full or something. And that way, whenever this thing gets down to 10%, that thing will still be full. But that's when we'll make another run to put more in there, you know? See how that goes. So we can back this road up a little bit here. And we're just going to have to do it with 1,000 tons. This one here, I think. Yep. And if we can get this to be in here cleanly about like this. Gosh, I'm gonna end up putting that train station right back to where it was. You know, pretty close anyway. I want it to be, the road I guess can be on that side. Yeah, I guess the road can be on that side. And then we'll have I guess we can have two ways of getting in here. That way 2 trains can use it at the same time, I guess. Yeah, about like this. I think this is better. And 2 trains will be able to use it at the same time, man. Yeah, so about like that. And then we'll just have the this crossing here. I think we'll allow this to go. How do we want to do this? Okay, tell you what. We're going to go cancel railway here. We're going to back the signals up. And then we're going to have the rail come in. I almost want it to be separate. Maybe we just leave it. It's not that big of a deal, right? Maybe we just leave it, and instead we can make it a little bit longer. Kind of by making it wavy. Nope, it ain't gonna let me do that. Is it because of it's just not gonna let me do that? There we go. So the length of this station, because remember we're using the distribution office here, is 91. So I mean we're looking at about that's it, 1 train at a time is all it can really handle, unless I came in from this side and made this longer, or came in from this side and made it longer. But I honestly, I think the original idea with 1 track is fine. You know, I really think it'll be fine. This is all cleared out now, so let's make sure we can fit this too. Oh, and that just, I mean, that just cleanly goes there, doesn't it? There's no worries there. It's about that road connection over there, though, now. I can't get in the way of that road. I like how tight this was before, though. If this can fit. Yeah, right there. Uh-huh. Like that. That's nice. And then this road can come down this way. And we'll just have it. Yeah, we can just do something like that. That's fine. And then you can just meet up right there. And yeah, that would be basically it. So this goes to storage. Storage goes here, and then that goes up. And then that means this is a one-way street kind of thing is what this thing's got going on. So we're going to go up like that and then out this way to meet up with this road like that. Pretty easy. Or we can come down this way. I don't really care, honestly. But let's do 2 because we can. And I guess this road here doesn't need to be anymore. So we can pull that road back as well. We'll leave it there. I don't want to have to deal with like the walking path destruction and stuff to make another one in case I change my mind on that. Okay. That's what we're going to have. So let's go ahead and have the helicopters really focus these things. We'll have the Charlevin's construction office focus them, and also all the workers can get in here too. And then finally our rail yard here can go like that and get that working. And then we want to go in and do this again and this again. Let's get that to be lined up. It doesn't matter, does it? But it does now. Now that I pointed it out, it does matter. It doesn't want to let me do it. All right, fine. We'll just back it up then. How you like that? Yeah, we'll let that happen. And then I guess this can be the signal still, right? Because that doesn't change the job. Because that is already the point where the rail ends. So we'll just have that rail be there, and then everything is fine now for this. Okay, cool. Real quick, let's check in on this, make sure we're good. I have paused the construction of the rest of these buildings. So we're only going to have half of these. Kind of looks a little bit like a Vegas hotel setup, doesn't it? I kind of like it. So this can, of course, have 337 workers in each of these buildings. That's going to be quite a lot of workers. And we now have the buses over here. Here we go. And all we want to do is get the buses to start their route. They're going to start here. Did I get my... I was looking at possibly getting a end station, but I wasn't sure where to put it. And I'm kind of thinking right here is an okay spot if it allows me to build there, which it may not. But a little small end station could be over here. I just want to like try to manipulate their routes because I want them to come around, and then I mean, I guess they're going to come this way, aren't they? So maybe the bus should be here. The end station should be here. If it even fits here, which it may not because of... Oh, there it goes. Now, can I switch it to where they're coming in the other direction? Oh, I wish I could flip this. Like, I want to mirror this thing. But it mirrors on that axis. It doesn't actually... Like, all it does is turn over. Pretty much. Like, that's all it does. Out goes on the right, in goes on the left, and then... Same thing. You know, all it does is flip it. I wish I could mirror it, but it won't let me. So ideally, I'd want it to be on this side of the road, which I can't do. Is there a I mean, I don't think there's a smaller one, but maybe. This one's pretty small. It could work. It's really small, though. As long as it does its job. Its job is an easy one. So, it'll fit. So, how many parking spots are on this, though? 3. Okay. Yeah, that'll do for now. I guess that'll do for what I want it to do. So we'll go ahead and do that and connect there. So now the buses can go from... They're going to pick up people here. They're going to drop them off at the train station over here. And that we're going to funnel a whole bunch of workers into this area so we can make a lot more steel. Okay? And then we could also get some of the buses, maybe like 2 of them do that, and then 2 of them could also bring them to this stop. And as long as we have a road connection to these things, we can actually drop them off with buses too, and then it serves as the same purpose. They act as if they were dropped off by a train. So you can use the train stops for buses too. Let's go ahead and do that, and then also get that going. All right, I need to let it run a little bit longer so I can get this stuff built. I'll be right back. All right, this town is damn near ready, and we're gonna spend nearly $3 million on a fire helicopter that can be stationed right here. So we're gonna get one of those. I've also just purchased all the ambulances, the fire trucks, and the police cars are all in there now as well. So we're ready to rock and roll here, aside from the connection here to bring food to this area. And that's pretty much it. We don't have the heat ready, but it's the middle of summer and we have time for that. So look at all these guys. It's like a bunch of bees swarming around, you know? It's really what it is. They don't sound anything like bees, but it's kind of that way. I want a high priority here so we can get the prefab panels going there. All right, so now that we have connections, right, we're going to come over to the Zernovsky. I'm just going to pop that. And this one here is like everything, basically. So unload everything on this one, because this is about parts for here. It's about food. It's about meat. It's going to be everything, right? And then we could go and say load, but we don't need to do that. We can wait. Also, what are you guys doing? Trains. All right, you're building the tunnel. It's not done yet. This side is not done yet. The other side is completely done. Yep, the other side's done entirely. And this side's all that's left. I got the signals all in place. They're looking pretty good. So there's an intersection here, and then the outside tracks are one way, but the inside tracks are two-way. So they can choose to use, you know, you can have two, potentially three, you know, using this thing at a time, and then they cross in the center tracks, and then these all kind of come together. Yeah, and they do their thing. So that's how those intersections are laid out. I think that's going to look pretty good. I think that's going to work out pretty well. Okay, so the third distribution office for the trains is set up, and it's ready to rock. And you can see that the long train right here, this long one with the white cars, that is the new office over here. It's sent a train over to get coal to take it somewhere, probably to the industrial park. Now that we have all that stuff set up, I've gone in and I've made some connections and stuff as well. And I've let, you know, when I'm letting this run with the time lapses and stuff. And we now have meat stored over here, as well as food, a little bit of clothing, a little bit of electronics, etc. It's all been delivered into this area. So what we want to do now is we're going to grab this as a loading source. And then I want to go ahead and add these two locations as well. The warehouse, we're going to say that we want to unload, keep it like 50%. That's fine, of these three resources. And then the shopping center, we're only going to go direct with the meat. And that should trigger these trucks to spring to life. There we go. To go in and pick that up and bring that over here. And once that happens, we will then be able to sell all this stuff. And we want to go like a lot of food. And then we want to do something like, I don't know, I think something along these lines would be appropriate. I think probably closer to this. Let's do something like this instead. And of course, there's only 1 ton of meat in here too. And meat is being brought into this, so we can have that go to other stores as well if we wanted to add some additional stores. Or we, most likely what will happen is we're going to start, you know, catering to this area. I've got all these roads done now, which is cool. So we can go in and, you know, do our one-way street kind of thing with them. There we go. Bring this down and over, around. There we go. And back up to the top. And then on this side, I think we'll probably end up having this be a one-way street to here. And this one will be a one-way street up to this way. Probably. I don't know. It depends on whether it's, you know, I'll have to see what the needs are for that. But that's what I've got going for now. Okay, so yeah, if we can get those resources delivered here, which looks like the food is going to be on this truck. And we can now start selling food and hopefully start taking some shoppers. We'll start seeing some shoppers come over here now. Hopefully start catering their needs that way. And then I think it's probably time to start getting the people over here going here. I want to start getting that happening. And I think I'm going to start getting these roads paved now. So we'll get Zernovsky's construction office on those roads. And then over here, let's take a real quick look. Make sure we're A-okay on this side. I got my 4 buses. I'm probably going to want to add more buses. But I would bring people in. Said I was going to do it in the summer. But the problem with it is we just don't have the essential stuff set up yet. It's September, so I have to make sure that there's heating set up. That's not quite done yet, so I still need that. And then on top of that, we're not even ready for water. The water treatment plant's right here. I'm not ready for that. I also don't have a supply, or reliable supply of chemicals being brought here. And for that, I probably should get this warehouse. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could have them delivered here. I'm already having 12 tons delivered here. And then they could bring it from here to there, but it might be a better idea. I'm just like looking at this. It might be a better idea to have them delivered here. The other thing I could do is have this rail from this part here. I could have it go and wrap around into a warehouse that's right here. it would kind of, I don't know if that really screws up my plans per se, but it puts the chemicals right next to this. So if I was to put, let's say a general cargo, if I was to put a warehouse right along the road here, for example, like right here, I don't think it really screws up a ton of my plans in terms of like what I'm going to do to this area. I don't think it does. But again, what it does is it puts the chemicals really close to where the water needs to be. And I think I can work around this as far as like roads go. We've got this road, which will cross and go that way. I'm going to have another road that goes straight through here. I don't know exactly whether it's going to be right here, but this is the place I was thinking of. So it's like right through here. So I can just add this as sort of like a marker for me, right? And then I would actually need to mark that a little differently because we need the rail to come in. So the rail at this point would just be from this. Let's get the signal out of here. This would go, might as well do it with electrified rail, yeah. About there like that, and then around like so. And then we would require then another crossing at that point. So we can build that out. So let's go in and make sure that this is signaled anyway, just so we don't have any disruptions, and mark it. So we'll have this be where we drop off some chemicals. We can also drop off extra stuff here too, but chemicals I think is the big thing. Maybe some alcohol. That way we can have like a pub or a bar or something over here if we really want to. And yeah, there's the trash train coming in just in time, I guess. Got a lot more trash to pick up here. So all my trash vehicles, they just keep going in circles. They're like, I'm full of trash. I got to drop it somewhere, man. Well, the train will pick it up now and take it away. And then I'm very, very close to having enough workers over here to make this happen. I would love to repair these trucks, not replace them. I want to repair them if I can. I think that'd be a really good thing. This is almost empty. I also would like to get a deconstruction office or a demolition office out this way to handle these things. So I guess I'll go with the MAGNITOGRAD demolition office here. I'm not sure why they're not being auto searched, but I'm going to go ahead and just do that. And yeah, so we need water, heat. So it's going to be next spring. It's going to be spring 2007 is when we bring people into this city. Okay, cool. So I think we wrapped up some really important things that needed to be done today. I'm excited about it. We did have a problem with this tunnel, and we're gonna tear that tunnel down. At least this part right here. I'll show some footage here over top of it. I recorded some footage. We basically have a problem where cars are stacking themselves in a pile right in front of it. I don't know if it's like how this was connected or what, but every car that basically comes out of this tunnel just gets stopped right here, which backs up the entire system. So I don't know if it's just, again, I might have connected it wrong, but I don't know. The other thing I'm noticing with roundabouts, which is kind of annoying, is that I am noticing that cars, once they enter the roundabout, they are not adhering to the rules of the road, which is that you enter the roundabout and you have the right of way. And they're not adhering to that all the time. I find them stopping in the middle of the roundabout to let people in. And you're not supposed to do that. And that's the whole point of the setup. Like the whole setup is kind of screwed if they start doing that. Like that car right there just did, right? So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Maybe the drivers in our Soviet Republic don't fully understand how to work with roundabouts somehow. So that's why they keep stopping. It's weird. But that also disrupts the flow, which again, we're learning so we can fix it all and have a really awesome system right here in Charlotte Woods North, hopefully. All right, I'm going to let you go. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Next video, we'll have MAGNITOGRAD. It's going to be up and running. We're going to have people here. It's going to be exciting. Take care. We'll see you. Bye-bye.